Welcome to XCOM 2. This is Antman2050. This is a game I've been wanting to do for a while now, and I think I've finally got my head around it. Um, so without any further ado, this is XCOM 2, and as you may have noticed, I have two DLCs. I'm going to go ahead and activate them. We may not do them in this campaign, but if I don't activate them, they show up anyways, so let's move on.
Excitement continues to build as city centers across the globe prepare for the 20th anniversary of Unification Day.
Thousands line up at the site of the Great Accord, celebrating the formation of the Advent Coalition.
Keeping with their promise to humanity, 12 new gene therapy clinics will be opening in select cities by the end of the new year.
Despite the attempted attack by fringe elements, operations at the new facility in Paris thankfully remain unaffected.
In response to the unprovoked intrusion on the eve of our most beloved celebration, the speaker reaches out to us.
A small number of dissidents again repeat the mistakes of the old world.
Striking as we celebrate the benevolent savior who time and again offers only friendship and compassion.
Yet these trivial actions could never break the bond between humanity and the Elders.
Peacekeeping forces have already made several preemptive arrests of known collaborators. Advent again assures all citizens that today's celebrations will continue as planned.
Perfect.
The Advent administration reminds you to report all suspicious activity to your nearest peacekeeper. Only together can we build a better tomorrow.
Approaching position. You were right. They've definitely got their hands full today.
Stay focused. Prep gatecrasher.
60 seconds. Now.
Signal received. Loud and clear. Okay, Gatecrasher. Your turn.
Advent forces are swarming to the blast point. We need to move on the package before they figure out what we're up to.
Alright, that was a heck of a beginning, so let's not get too familiar with these characters, because we're not going to be keeping them. But I do have a really impressive pool, and I'm hoping to add to it with all of you guys as viewers. We're actually kind of just jumping straight into XCOM 2. I actually did not play 1, but there is some interesting things that came from 1.
In position, but I'm exposed here.
It's better than nothing, but see if you can't find a safer position further out.
Looks like full cover ahead. Moving out.
One of the biggest things is the kind of scope of this story, or the tone, actually kind of shows that we didn't succeed in XCOM 1. And of course right now we're doing the kind of tutorial thing. One of the big things we're learning here is about the cover system.
They're holding position. We're gonna have to go through them. Stay out of sight until we're ready to strike.
Copy that.
Keep to the shadows until you're absolutely set. We'll only get one shot at this.
In the shadows.
Of course, I'm clicking through them, but if you guys want to pause it, you can always read what they're saying. But they're basically talking about the concealed mechanic that they've added in this game, which is awesome. As long as we're concealed, if you don't step in any of these red portals, the enemy won't know where you're at. And so you can actually set up a pretty nice little ambush against them.
They may have the numbers, but we've got surprise on our side. Hopefully that's enough.
Remind me to thank the old man.
You and me both. We're not out of the woods yet. We need to take out those remaining soldiers.
I've got the trap on him. Permission to engage.
Do it.
Heck yeah, do it. So there's a lot of different things that are going on here, but one of the biggest ones is you can kind of check what your hit percentage is and what your crit percentage is. So you want to try to minimize your misses as best as possible. Pick who has the best hit percentage. Now obviously once you start shooting people, the jig is up. They know that you're there. So from there you have to make some other decisions. But you've lost concealment. That's going to make it anytime. There you go. Anytime you'd run into an Advent soldier, they're going to react as if they've seen you. Now, this was not a tutorial. This would never be a spot that you want to put your character. And so you can kind of check around different people. You can see how coverage kind of helps them. We're going to want to go with this guy because we got the best chance at hitting him. And also he dropped some nice loot. And of course, our first casualty. Alright, so once again, this is kind of a dangerous play. If it wasn't the tutorial, I definitely wouldn't want to put my characters up here, but what can you do? We're going to take this one because we got an 82%.
Central, reporting in.
You're late. What have you been doing down there?
Taking in the sights.
What the hell are these things?
They're us. At least there used to be. Human hybrid soldiers. Advent's reward for obedience and service.
We've all heard rumors. I just never believed it was true.
No one wanted to. But we find what we're looking for today. I promise you that's gonna change. Let's move.
Looks like that transmission went through. You have an Advent transport closing on your position.
You heard her. Cover the left side.
As you go through this game, you learn to fear those things. Alright. Let's Let's move our guy one more time.
Keep your eyes peeled. Fire on anything that moves.
And we're going to do a great mechanic in here. It's called Overwatch.
The main entrance is clear. We need to move on the package.
Overwatch is basically like you're setting a trap. As soon as somebody will come into your line of fire, you're going to get a reduced chance of hitting them, but you get kind of a free fire.
Hold up. You should check that body for salvageable gear. We need anything we can get at this point. Better move fast, though. I've heard rumors Advent rigs their stuff to self-destruct.
Alright. I'll kind of explain movement a little bit better later, but... Here in just a second, we're going to go ahead and see Overwatch in action.
Reinforcements just hit the ground.
They're getting nervous. Now I know we're in the right place. Well done. Fall back to our position.
Just go. I'll try to stall him here.
Once again, kind of a terrible spot, but that's where they want us, so... We get a chance to make a shot. We got 49 and 48 respectively, so I mean either of these shots, it's about a 50-50 chance that we're going to hit them. So let's go ahead and try it on the soldier. Oh, okay. I guess we'll go on the command because that's the one they want. My shot went totally wide, which is not necessarily surprising.
You should be able to cut right through the door's security protocols. They were never expecting anyone to get this close.
Alright, so this is a function you're going to see quite a lot in the game. It's a hacking. And kind of the neat thing they did with hacking is you'll have your main objective, which in this case is going to be 100% to open the door, and then you get two side objectives. And depending on how good your hacker score is, you may or may not get these. Now these are pretty high percentages, so chances are we're not going to be getting them. Yeah. There's actually penalties a lot of time for failing those. So hacking is kind of one of those things that's a high risk, high reward kind of situation.
Let's go.
Alright, Bradford. Let's get you in here.
Moving to secure the package.
Let's hope our intel was good.
This is the place.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Looks like there's an access panel attached. If you got me a better look, I might be able to...
Next time.
Yeah, take that, science. Hacking, computers, whatever.
Let's get out of here.
Bradford's actually a pretty neat character. He's a holdover from just regular XCOM. And he kind of has this great new arc where he's become a lot more BA.
Firebrand is holding nearby for evac, but it's now or never, Central.
Understood. We're on the move.
We barely knew you guys.
No! Central, Crasher 1 is down. You have to get out of there.
We need another exit. Now!
Alright, and here's where things get a little tricky. But this is also another great mechanic in this game. Grenades. Not only grenades, but grenades actually have a great physical effect on the environment. Just about everything in this game can be destroyed. And so it really kind of changes up how you have to plan. And kind of how you think of making your attacks on your enemy. Oh man, that's close.
Way too close.
Firebrand, this is Gatecrasher. We need an immediate evac. Get us out of here.
And this is the thing I always forget, is that I can actually throw out an evac thing. So if things are going really bad, you can abandon the mission. In this case, it's a part of the mission to actually get out of here and evac. Okay.
Carefully! There's potentially decades of atrophy to contend with.
Wish we had more time.
I don't disagree.
But as it stands now, we risk losing the patient if we don't begin the removal procedure immediately.
We're ready.
Good. Then let's get on with it.
Remarkable.
Just like 20 years ago. We were still calling it a war back then. We had no idea what was coming.
Response from the cerebral cortex. Good. Prepping for cranial intrusion. I've managed to identify the connection. Preparing to make final incision.
These readings are getting really erratic.
Of course they are. These implants were never designed to be removed. We are risking severe...
No plan B here, people. Do it.
Doctor! No signal.
Pupillary response normal. Vital stabilizing. Procedure complete.
Told them it would take more than that to keep you down. Welcome back, Commander. Glad to see you're finally coming out of it. Don't envy the headache you must have, though. Still, can't fault Dr. Tigan. Especially as no one's even attempted something like this before. Easy. We're still not entirely sure what they did to you. That chip was buried halfway into your skull. Lost a lot of good soldiers looking for you over the years. Almost gave up hope you were still out there. Acted on the intel as soon as I got word. Not sure what you remember, but a lot's changed. Did the best I could, but the last 20 years have been tough without you. You feel like catching up? Shen has the archive up and running on your terminal. Otherwise, I'd go see Dr. Tigan when you're ready. There's some things you should know. He'll be better at explaining them than me. It's damn good to have you back, Commander.
Nice, so there's all kinds of things that you can find in here to go over in your archives. We're not going to do that right now. We're just going to carry on. So let's get over to Tigan.
Impressive, isn't it? Capable of generating immense power, yet completely harmless to human life. If only the same could be said for the rest of the aliens' technology, Commander. Dr. Richard Tigan, Chief Science Officer. I am responsible for the entirety of our research here, as well as the procedure you so recently underwent. Welcome to my lab, such as it is. I'm not sure what Central may have told you, but we found something while removing you from the alien stasis suit. A device implanted directly in your occipital lobe. Had I access to the equipment available to me during my tenure at Advent, I would already know the precise nature of its function. However, given time and your approval, of course, Commander, I assure you, I will find out. Which brings to light an additional point. Though aspects of this facility are indeed impressive, I am but one man. Were you to direct additional support personnel and resources to me, I could substantially improve the speed of all our research. Farewell, Commander.
On your order, Commander. I will begin researching the Advent chip for possible insights as to its function.
And this kind of begins the big debate of this game.
Immediately, Commander. I'll contact you when I have a full report available.
And kind of some of the mini game.
Busy for a while. In the meantime, you might want to head down to the armory.
Okay.
Commander, to the armory.
Are you guys done talking? Okay, yeah. So one of the big things that we gotta kind of work on in this game is dividing how much time we spend with our scientists and how much time we spend with our engineers and who we're gonna get first. And it truly makes for a great part of this game.
Jane Kelly was instrumental in the op to get you back. She earned enough experience for a promotion. We should take care of that now.
Right on. Let's get Jane Kelly hooked up.
The Ranger serves as our primary reconnaissance unit, capable of moving independently in concealment while engaging enemies at close range.
Right on. So Kelly's going to be our first squaddie. She's going to be a ranger. And so that gives her the new ability Slash.
To a good start. Our troops will only get stronger as they gain experience.
She's also going to change her weapon up.
To the bridge.
So she's going to be using a shotgun instead of her rifle that she used in the first level.
I heard you, Shen. When we get the thing, you'll be the first to know.
Attention. Unauthorized presence detected.
Commander, give me a second. Execute Echelon Protocol.
Attention. Senior command exchange confirmed.
I had wanted that to be a little more ceremonious, but we've got something. A local resistance cell just located this hybrid magnetic power converter that Shen's been pushing us to find. They tracked the device to a nearby Advent convoy and are attempting to take it down. If If we can bring this converter back in one piece, we might actually get this place up and running and give the aliens a real war for a change. The squad is prepped and ready to launch on your order, Commander. Just give the word.
Okay, and so this is going to be our first ever squad. So we get to check out who we're going to have. We're going to go ahead and shut it down here, but before we start Operation Wolf Face, let's just take a look who we got. We got no option to change who we got. We got Jasmine Brown, aka Voodoo. We're also looking at looks like our Kelly. We just got promoted. Oh man, we got Chris Type 2. So that's gonna be cool. And hey, yours truly, I actually made the cut. Antman2090, or I'm sorry, 2050. Holy cow, I don't even know what channel I'm doing anymore. But this is going to be our first squad that we're going to take out, and we're going to try that next video. So until then, wish me luck with Operation Wolf Face.